Notre Dame is coming off its second straight weekend of hosting a large list of recruits, and that means our man Mike Singer of blueandgold.com has been a busy person over the last couple days. Mike, let's get into a couple of the really key visitors. First off, you still have to recruit the kids you have committed. And Keon Keeley's been committed to Notre Dame for a while, and he was on campus this weekend.
Yeah, of course, as always, Greg, when we do these Monday videos, go to blueandgold.com, check out the gold standard.
Yep.
Kind of all of the uh, major visitors on campus went through their visits. And spoiler alert, all these guys had a great time on campus. One thing that was kind of neat before I get into Keon Keeley is a couple of the recruits told me that they went on top of Touchdown Jesus and looked over the entire campus. And they, so like one of the recruit told me that the coaches hadn't even done that before, like some of
Really?
them. So I think that's pretty cool to kind of see over campus what that game day atmosphere is really like. But yeah, as far as Keon Keeley goes, you see his rivals profile on the screen here, number 106 player in the country, number 3 weak side defensive end. Another site has him as a 5-star prospect. I mean, he has had just a fantastic season. I think he's going to finish this year like well over 20 sacks. Like he's just been so darn good coming off the edge. Physical, he's got a great burst. Just the sky's the limit for this young man. Well, when you have that type of junior season, Greg, you're going to attract more schools. So it's kind of like that. It's a good problem to have, right? You want that kind of kid committed, but then what comes with that is more schools after Florida, the school that finished second before he committed to Notre Dame. Like that's probably the one that's after him the most. And I know some other schools have offered him since he committed to Notre Dame. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets more offers. Like if an Alabama jumps into the mix, wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. So it was really good for him to get on campus, to have the Fighting Irish staff sit him down in person, his first time on campus since before he committed back in June. And I'm told the visit went really well. Again, he's just so darn good, and he's a key to this class. You want to lock him up. So does he take more visits moving forward? He told me he wasn't sure, but before the visit, I felt like he was definitely going to take some more visits and see some other programs since he didn't really get to do that much before he committed to Notre Dame. So kind of moving in a positive direction that, hey, he's so focused Notre Dame right now. And that's certainly the school that he has the best relationships with. Mike Elston, Chad Bowden, Marcus Freeman, Brian Kelly, all those guys doing a really good job. So, like you mentioned at the top, Greg, you got to recruit the guys that are still committed, and Notre Dame's doing a really good job of that with Keon Keeley.
Another big time prospect along the defensive line, this time maybe a more of an interior prospect in Jason Moore. He also made the trip to South Bend. What's the latest there?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about him a lot. You saw him, and you said more on an interior. I know in the film that you recently shot of him, we loved seeing him on the edge, at kind of at that big end position. But this is the number 32 player in the country, number one defensive tackle prospect in 23 per rivals. Got offers from Alabama, Florida, LSU, Michigan, Oklahoma, USC, Texas A&M. The list goes on and on. So he got his first look at Notre Dame's campus this past weekend. Notre Dame offered him well over a year ago. Mike Elston's done a phenomenal job in this recruitment. It seems like a Notre Dame Penn State battle, and the Nittany Lions always do a really good job in the DMV area. But Notre Dame coming along really strong in this recruitment. Brian Kelly had a sit down conversation with Jason Moore during the visit, selling him on life after football. And he really, Moore being appreciated that pitch and understood it well. So this defensive class for Notre Dame in 23 is just shaping up to be so darn good. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't know how long Marcus Freeman's going to stay at Notre Dame. Like,
Mhm.
is he a 1 year rental? Is he going to be here for 3 or 4 years? Is he going to be, the coach after Kelly? And I don't know. But while he's here, he's going to get some darn good recruiting classes. And 23 is shaping up to be really good. Strong start already. If they can hold on to Keon Keeley and get Jason Moore, and they already got Brennan Vernon, a top 10 recruit in 23, man, what a strong defensive line class, too. Mike Elson does such a good job recruiting as well.
Notre Dame has put work also on the offensive line and have issued two recent offers, new offers to a pair of prospects, both in Alabama, Vyson Lang and Kobe Keenum. And you had stories about them, Mike. What's going on there?
Yeah, so both of these guys were just on campus. So no surprise to see Vice and Lang from Pike Road High School in Alabama, Montgomery area. Him get an offer from the Fighting Irish. No surprise there. Florida, Georgia, Ole Miss, Penn State, Kentucky. I mean, he's got a long list of offers. 6'5", 315. This is a massive kid. As just a junior in high school, Rivals has him just inside the top 250. So obviously, if he visited campus this early, Vice and Lang certainly interested in the Fighting Irish. Then Kobe Keenum up in Florence, Alabama. That's on the I believe near the Alabama Tennessee border.
Mhm.
Not as decorated as a recruit as Vice and Lang, but certainly offer list at 6'4", 300 pounds. Florida State, Mississippi State, Penn State. I'm mentioning a ton here. They've offered him as well in our school to watch. I believe he had a good visit there this fall. But both of those young men seem to really enjoy Notre Dame. How about this? 13 offers now to 2023 offensive linemen who are uncommitted. Jeff Quinn methodical in like in offering guys. He's not going to offer a ton. If he offers a player, it's rare that he kind of cools on that player and doesn't like him as much. He offers guys and he goes after them hard. So really like the offers out to Vice and Lang and Kobe Keenum. I would think Keenum right now is might be a better shot for Notre Dame to land than Lang, but I know that Keenum likes Auburn a lot. Will be interesting to see what kind of happens with both of these guys.
Yeah, their film was fun to cut. Both of them like to pancake kids and send a message and violently put them into the ground. Especially Kobe Keenan. I just went through that this afternoon. So, Mike, I know you made the trip over to Auburn, Alabama, for Auburn High School because IMG Academy was playing there, and you got a chance to watch Samuel Mpemba, another key Irish target in the class of 2023.
Yeah, I went there thinking I was gonna see Carnell Tate catching touchdowns and Mpemba getting a bunch of sacks, but Tate wasn't there. I'm not really sure why Tate wasn't there, injury or whatever's going on. But Mpemba was playing tight end, and they got Jaleel Skinner at IMG, who's a big time 4-star, 5-star kind of caliber player at tight end in the 22 class. So and Pemba had a catch. He is a freak of an athlete. Like at 6'4", 230, 235 pounds. He moves so well. Like he's the number 2 quote unquote athlete in the country per Rivals. He doesn't have a specific position. Number 19 overall, prospect in the 23 class. Like he is just a fantastic athlete. He moves well. He can catch the football. What he is at Notre Dame, whether it's a rover or a viper, I don't know, but he's one of those positionless players on the defensive side of the ball. You can really put him anywhere. So when I say positionless, I really mean he could play any position. So in terms of his recruitment, he recently tweeted out that a decision would be coming soon. That's kind of a relative term, though. Like soon, I'm going to
Mhm.
mow the grass soon. Is that I don't know, a week from now or 3 months from now after the winter? It's soon. So I don't expect Mpemba to make a decision on a school during this calendar year. But whenever he does make a commitment, Notre Dame will certainly be in the thick of it.
All right, Mr. Singer, good stuff. Appreciate always all the updates. Make sure you guys keep track of what Mike's reporting on blueandgold.com. Hit like on this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do one of these updates generally every Monday during the season, and then we often go live too. We'll probably go live again Thursday night, right, for recruiting
Sounds good to
Q&A.
me. If
Yeah,
you're willing, I am.
always fun. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.